Okay.
wait,
All right,
Super
perfect.
Hole is a thing.
Yeah, you're gonna learn all about it tonight.
Didn't I tell y'all that's what I used to call my wife?
Oh, I'm leaving that in the show, Rob.
Oh,
Hey, what's going on,
I have
everybody? This is
no-
Mike, and that's Rob, and this is another episode of The Sticky Side. We want to thank you for joining us today. What's going on, Rob? How's Middleburg, Florida on this fine Wednesday?
It's balmy, bro. You know what balmy means? It means it feels like balm. It's beautiful. It's freaking unbelievable right now. I was out here having a blast, throwing some bags, letting my wife destroy me. I mean, I don't know if I was letting it happen, but she was doing it anyway.
Wait a minute. Speaking of wives, my producer is looking at me doing this weird face. What is it, Laura?
He said ball me.
Balmy.
Balmy. Like,
But I know balmy, but he said ball.
That's what I said. I said balmy.
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 Oh, my
That messy,
gosh. Okay.
that messy bun got her messed up, boy.
It
But look at that
does.
messy bun. That is a beautiful messy bun if I had ever seen one in my entire life.
Well, for people watching the video, they're not going to be able to see her lovely messy bun, but it's definitely pretty high up too.
It's high up.
Look, man, I'm excited because we got a guest tonight, and I don't think I told you this, Rob, but like the Niners were my favorite team back in the '90s. I was a
That's too
adamant
bad.
49er fan.
Oh yeah.
Until yeah, I mean, I like the Panthers. I'm a Panther fan now, but I think the expansion draft was in '95. But our guest, Mr. Terry Kirby, he was on the 49ers, from 94 to
96.
96?
96.
And
To 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, you were like on the squad, man. You had Steve Young and Jerry Rice. You were there T.O.'s rookie year.
Yep.
God, Ken Norton Jr. Man, I could sit here and name
Merton Hanks, everybody.
Merton Hanks.
Oh, you were with Neck? You were with the old
I
Neck?
was with Nick. Oh yeah. Exactly. All neck. All neck.
Look, check this
Oh,
out,
my
Rob.
gosh.
So Terry played in the NFL for 10 seasons. And you
a
started
lot.
with you started with Miami, right? You were drafted by Miami in the 3rd round. Man, you played with players from like Steve Young, Dan Marino, Rich Gannon, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, Andre Rison, Lincoln Kennedy, Chris Dalton, Ken Norton Jr., Merton Hanks, Mark Ingram, and my favorite one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You play basketball too?
Yeah, I played
No,
basketball.
That's the only look. So Terry, these are like my favorite players right here. I went through all your team rosters and picked out the players. So I went to the Cleveland Browns, and I was like, okay, I don't recognize any of these names. And then the running back, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was like, okay, I do
Yeah.
remember that guy. Okay.
I'll tell you the funny story behind that. So when I was in Miami, Jimmy took the team over. They traded me to San Francisco because they drafted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, really? Wow.
How is
And then
that is crazy.
And then they cut him, after 2 years. And then that's when Carmen Policy took the team to Cleveland. And
Nice.
in '99, they brought him up there to try out again, and then it never kept him.
Wow.
But you were with them.
I was with him. I was never on an active roster with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never. He was never. Yep.
What? I don't know, Rob.
So
Go ahead.
'99 was when you were with the Browns in their first year back.
First year, yes, sir.
So
We were 2 and
so
14.
Tim Couch was your guy, right?
Tim was my guy. My guy.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
First
telling
year.
him, because the Browns are my favorite. The Browns are my favorite team. That's how I remembered you. And when you came there, I thought, oh my God, we're gonna have a running game, and we did. I mean, you ran hard, but it was just
we sucked. We were horrible.
yeah. You didn't have a line. I mean,
Oh
yeah.
my God, it was probably the worst year of my football career from Pop Warner all the way up.
Oh wow.
Record wise, you mean record wise? Because you had fun. Because you went to the flats. Don't tell me you didn't go to the flats.
I did have fun. I did. I used to hang at the basement, baby. I used to hang at the
See?
basement.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Rob, did you know this about Terry? You probably do, but he played in one of the most infamous games in NFL history.
Wow.
The Tuck Rule
worse
game.
than the minute. Oh no.
Yeah, you played in the Tuck Rule game, right?
You played for the Raiders?
Yeah.
Played for the Raiders then?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
2000.
You were on your way to the Super Bowl, bro.
Well, we did go. We went the second year. My third year there, we went. Remember the following year after the Tuck Rule, we went back to the Super Bowl against Tampa with our coach Gruden.
Oh.
Yep. So, I mean, you've got playoff experience, Super Bowl experience. I mean, you played in the Tuck Rule game. You had one attempt for 3 yards. But my question to you is, being on the sideline during the Tuck Rule, what kind of emotion did you feel during that?
Well, actually, the craziest thing about that was that game was on my birthday. So game, I was playing special teams, playing everything, returning kicks. And then we're on the sideline, and as soon as Charles sacked him, the entire team just took off running to the locker room. We knew it was completely over. And then for them to come back out and do that, oh man, it was devastating. Absolutely devastating.
Oh God. How long?
That was probably the longest bus ride to the airport and the longest plane trip I'd ever taken in my life.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
How long did y'all hate
You were
Tom
on your
Brady?
way.
Do you still hate Tom Brady today?
I didn't try.
Hey, actually, you know what? That started their dynasty. If you think about it, the following year they didn't go, and after that they ran away with it.
Yeah,
that's what they said. They said one play was the difference in Tom Brady, and they said that was it. There's no telling, because he didn't have the greatest year that year. They said there was no telling what would have happened to Tom Brady had the Tuck Rule not happened, because they may have replaced him, because that was the Bledsoe year. Yep. They may have replaced him with Bledsoe. So that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But you played around. I mean, that was a nice era to play in those 10 years. For sure.
I couldn't have. You know what? I was blessed to have two great places, to be drafted in Miami, played 3 years here, with Dan Marino, and then go to 3 years in San Francisco with Steve Young and, Elvis Gerback when Steve got hurt, and then 1 year with Couch, and then 3 years with Rich Gannon. I can't complain at all.
You played with some Hall of Fame players, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I've been lucky because Steve Young and Dan Marino went into the Hall of Fame together the same year, and I was the only player to catch a pass from each one of them.
That's pretty damn awesome, dude.
You know what?
You should be in the Hall of Fame too. They should have your
trivia
picture.
Question.
That is a great trivia question.
Here's the other one I got. T.O. goes into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
There was only one guy other than the quarterback to throw him a touchdown pass.
And that was you.
Oh, my God.
That was me.
Hey.
It's funny. When he went in the Hall of Fame, he created these shirts, and he put all these quarterbacks all on a shirt on Instagram, actually. All these quarterbacks, and there I was, the last one, running back.
That is sick, bro. That is awesome.
Hey, Rob, Terry's got a pretty sick stat, man. I don't know how many other running backs can say this, but Terry's got 4 passes on 6 attempts, and 3 of those are touchdowns.
Wow.
So
his rating's got to be unbelievable.
I mean, it's got to be up there. Like, how many running backs can say that?
Why aren't you in the Hall of Fame, bro?
No, but throwing 3 touchdowns.
Just for that, throwing 3 touchdowns. That's a high quarterback rating.
The highest quarterback rating in the history of the league.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
So do you remember the other 2 touchdowns? You said one was to T.O.
Irving Fryer.
Wow.
Irving Fryer and Jerry Rice.
That was in Miami, right?
Dude.
In Miami, San Francisco. Both 2 in San Francisco, 1 in Miami.
2 in San Francisco. Yep, 1 in Miami.
Hey,
Wow.
man, I can't say I threw T.O. and Jerry Rice a touchdown pass. I mean,
in flag football. In flag football. I don't think I threw them in Madden. I don't think I've thrown to both of them.
That's a pretty damn cool stat right there, man. I was looking at that and I was like, wow, that is super cool. Super cool.
It's crazy. We got a ton of stuff to talk to Terry about, but I want to know. Here's something I want you to bring us back to growing up. You grew up with a brother who is also a professional athlete at the highest level, played Major League Baseball. And as we were talking off the air, he worked his way through the minors to get into the majors, played for several teams. Now he's coaching. What was it like on a typical, weekend? Mom was taking y'all everywhere or however it worked out. Tell me what it was like growing up next to a professional athlete. I mean, did you both know that was what was going to happen?
Well, it's crazy. We have a middle brother, Kenny, who's actually the better athlete out of all three of us.
Wow.
So Wayne and Kenny are 11 months apart, and then we are 7 years apart.
Wow.
So for me, it was the best because I got to watch them grow and I got to chase everything that they did. To me, that was more important than anything else. So I always pushed myself to be better than them. That was all I was worried about, was whatever they did, I needed to do better. And that's what pushed me to make it to the level that I did.
And you grew up in Virginia, and you went to what high school did you go to?
I went to Tab High School and then went to UVA.
And Tab that's where Matthew Morton. He graduated from there, right?
Baby. That's right.
That's another Tab boy. So ACL pro Matthew Morton. Yeah, I figured that might be who you'd play with in the Super Bowl event, just because it's like a high school reunion and everything. But you got a hell of a partner now. That's my favorite player of all time.
Girl now. I'm not giving Rosie up for Matthew. Sorry, Matthew. I like you, but I'm not giving up Rosie. Maybe next year I'll do the Super Bowl with him.
There you go.
So, high school sports back in Virginia, man, with Tab, it was pretty big back then, right? You guys were a pretty dominant football team.
Yes, we were. Football was a little different back then because not only did you play football, you played basketball, football, baseball, and you ran track. You know what I mean? So nowadays you don't have that.
Yeah. I was listening to another show you were on just to try and get some history and background, and you were saying you and your cousin, I think, joined the track team just to do it, and y'all won state championship. I was like,
my senior year.
That's crazy.
Just to do it. Yeah.
Well, actually, if you're a Carolina fan, my cousin was Chris Slade, played in New England and played.
Are you kidding me?
For the Patriots. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
You are full of just athletes in your family. It's disgusting. And you came through Tab and that whole Hampton Roads area. You came through long before Iverson and Curry. I mean, you were a pro. You were a pro long. I mean, they came through in 95, 94, but you had been a pro. You were already a pro then, but you knew they came up from where you were from too. And it's crazy. Did you know how good Iverson was as a quarterback?
Yeah, I knew Iverson I still know Bubba Chuck very well. Him and I, we still keep in touch. Yeah, we keep in touch. And not even that, though. You got Michael Vick. You got Curry.
Yep.
We got the younger generation, has really stepped up their game there. We were having this conversation at Alonzo's Mornings golf tournament last weekend. Per capita, Tidewater area alone, no one has more athletes in any sport than we do within a 25-mile radius.
Yeah, I don't know how you can. I mean, you're talking about your cousin. You joined the track team together, and y'all. I mean, superstars too. It's not like, and I mean.
Oh no.
It's nuts, man. You guys are just great.
Listen, Lawrence Taylor, Alonzo Mourning, Ron Springs.
Yep.
It's
Ron.
It's endless from
Sean
Bruce Smith,
Sean Springs too.
Sean, it's crazy per 25-mile radius. It's amazing. All public school guys.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
So let me go back to that. You just played at Zoe's golf tournament. Alonzo Mourning. Look, hold on. No. So I was a big Charlotte Hornet fan back when it was him and Muggsy and Rex Chapman and Larry Johnson.
Muggsy was there.
Oh, damn. How can I get on this golf tournament? Come on, Terry. Hook me up. I'll wear my old Charlotte Hornets jersey.
Muggsy was there and Spud Webb, all of them.
Oh,
everybody.
wow.
It was probably 50, 60 guys, 50 or 60 guys, athletes.
The OGs of the NBA. Wow.
That's
Oh, yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, that is cool. All right. Were you done with that, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to know what it was like, like I said, growing up, and he said, he just got to watch him, but it's awesome. I mean, can you imagine, Mike? Imagine your brother's a pro athlete.
Yeah.
He's growing, you're growing up right now, and then all of a sudden you're also a pro. It just, to me, is just amazing. But
yeah,
I do want to talk about the Super Bowl. Davis, I was talking with Davis. I know Davis is your guy, and he told me you kind of walked up to him at a regional, and you're like, "Hey, man, when are you going to get me on ESPN?" And about 10 minutes later, you were booked.
It was the craziest thing. He goes, "You ever heard of this Super Bowl thing?" I go, "I have no idea." He goes, "Well, they playing on ESPN." I said, "Well, get me on."
That's all it took.
Work on it.
That was it. Rob,
that's all it took. That was it.
Rob, can you do us a favor?
Believe it. It was a crazy.
For the people that don't know, that are listening, that don't know what Super Bowl is, can you explain to the audience what that is?
Well, a pro and we'll call them a celebrity or an athlete, they typically get together and they play a doubles match against, this year there were 4 of them. Actually, the last 3 years there have been 4 teams of pros, ACL pros, mixed with a pro or an ex-pro athlete. Mm-hmm. The first year, doggone it, I can't even remember who won the first year, but the second year was Matt Guy and Doug Flutie. And then this year was Super Bowl 3, and it was Terry and Rosie. I think it was Mac. It might have been Mac Jones might have won the first year.
Yeah, it was Mac Jones.
Yeah, so Mac Jones, he was coming out of college before he got drafted by New England, and he played in that event, and he won. So Mac Jones is a champion, Doug Flutie's a champion, and Terry Kirby is a champion.
And they had
Terry, I don't know if you got to watch any of that footage, Mike, but that man ended it with a walk-off airmail over a bag on Phil Hellmuth. It was disgusting. He left his hand up. He walked about 15 feet on the court. Terry, that was an awesome shot. I mean, it was awesome. It was walk-off.
Thank you.
Well, I got two things to say. I couldn't find any footage of Super Bowl on YouTube.
That was live on ESPN. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think they got any videos.
They did it live.
And,
right. I mean, they got them somewhere. But
my question, Terry, was Phil Hellmuth as much of a baby on the cornhole courts that he is on the poker table?
No, he tried to call a timeout on me, though. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Like 7. He wanted to call like 2 or 3 timeouts, bro.
I can just hear him right now.
He was like, and he kept trying to do the poker face with me. I go, "Listen, I don't play poker. You can't bluff me out here, but I do play cornhole."
Oh,
did you go into that? Did you go into that match with any type of nerves? I mean, a guy who's been on the biggest stage. Did you go into that match with any type of nerves? Any of those matches?
Nerves. Yeah, the first game I was nervous because I was playing with David earlier, and I was playing with him, and I'm like, this guy can actually play. I was like, okay, I got to really step my game up. And then all of a sudden they go, all right, they call our name out, and they say, all right, you got to start playing. I go, we're not going to give any warm-ups or nothing? They're like, no, you go right into playing. I'm like, oh, man, don't throw that first bag short.
Did you see? I mean, David Lim. He's an accomplished actor. He's in front of the camera all the time, hours on end every week. But did you see him kind of still get a little nervous when those lights hit him? When you were playing against him, when you were playing next to him, you saw him kind of just get a little bit nervous. It was crazy for me to see, knowing that he's on TV every week on a hit show. And just see him get nervous and just crumble under the pressure of Terry Kirby.
No matter what, the competitive juices, baby. Being competitive is who you are, man. You're always going to get nervous a little bit, no matter what. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And those guys would SWAT cornhole. David Lynn's always doing SWAT cornhole videos, and those guys are playing, it seems like, every day. They're not working on SWAT. CBS is SWAT. So I was expecting, of course, who was his partner?
Tony.
Tony, I was expecting
Smith,
those guys
man.
to walk away because I was thinking David was going to be the best celebrity cornhole player. And
Oh man,
bam.
I would have given you the inside. I would have taken. I would have taken my pick to Vegas. My favorite player with my favorite Browns running back. They going, man. They going.
Well, you play. You guys play together, right? I mean, you both live in Florida. You play in Rob's regionals or anything like that, or any of
Davis's regionals.
Davis.
I play in Davis's regionals. Yeah.
Well,
I'm playing Davis's regionals. I've played in what now? Only 3 regionals actually.
Yeah.
And I won doubles in 1. Yeah. So
the
problem is I need to start practicing now after playing this. Now with this Super Bowl thing, I'm gonna have to get me some boards, some real boards to start playing.
He's hooked.
I know where you can get some. I know where you can get some.
I already put an order in this morning, just so you know.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, Terry, how did you get introduced to cornhole? Like, how do you, a 10-year veteran in the NFL, you are a business owner, you own a gym, right? And
yes.
You're involved with a lot of stuff, man. Like you spend your summers, you do working at a Camp Wakila.
Yeah, Camp Wakila.
Camp Wakila. So I mean,
I'm busy.
Yeah, you're a busy man. You're like doing all kinds of stuff. So how'd you get introduced into cornhole?
Well, growing up, I used to play horseshoes. So,
okay.
And then when I came to South Florida, there was nothing here. So I mean, I got to South Florida in '93, and no, I never played any more horseshoes ever again because no one down here plays it. So in South Florida anyway. And then maybe, I don't know, probably 8 years ago, one of my buddies had a set of bags and boards in his bar. So we just started tossing them around. And I was like, oh, okay, I can play this. I played horseshoes, same thing. So I just started playing. And then I guess, Rob, I met you guys, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah. You met Davis probably a year before I actually came down and met you and ran into at a tournament. But yeah. Yeah,
at a tournament, and that was my first tournament, and I got stomped. I was like, wow, okay.
Happens to us all.
I was like, I thought I was pretty decent. You know, in the bar, I was pretty decent. And then we went to this place, Mellow Rush Mushroom, when they had a regional, and I'm like, oh my God. I said, I think I won. I think I threw 3 times down and back and down, and the game was over. I was like, okay, this is real. I was like, I can't even believe this. I'm like, okay, and I thought I was good. And I just started playing in the bars, you know, here and there, and I still don't practice. But, you know, every now and then now with Davis and them doing the regionals, I started playing that. And then Tuesday nights I play, you know, in the league now. And then that's it. I need to start practicing a little bit more. But I like the competitiveness about it.
The partner that you ended up winning with is he's a 3-sport like athlete. He's like a pickleball player. He's a bar Olympics aficionado and a cornhole superstar, right? Calls himself the ultimate athlete or something, right? What's it, Ryan Myers? You and him won that.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. The big dog.
The big dog.
Oh, hey, this
guy's fun, man.
Hey, a lot of fun. And you know what happened on that? His regular partner was out, so he called me. He goes, "Hey, you want to play with me?" I was like, "Sure," because I don't have a regular partner. I just show up, and if somebody needs a partner, I just kind of play. And next thing you know, I was like, "Yeah, sure." And next thing you know, we win it, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We shot our ass off that day, though. We shot our.
Yeah,
ass
that was a good day. That was a good day.
Was.
That soccer complex, man, for regionals is pretty daggum awesome. And then you guys got to close it down with the 3 boards over in the other section where everybody was watching.
Yeah.
I mean, so now you've been on really the biggest stage in cornhole, but you know, I know you were a little bit nervous. I was there for that regional, and I know you were a little bit nervous coming into that game, knowing that you had some work to do, watching those guys come through the elimination bracket to come get you. And it was just, I mean, you worked hard. That was a good day when you won that regional. That's what I was telling everybody about you, because they didn't realize who you were, you know, and you're big, right? You're big. They're like, this dude played running back? And I was like, yep, he played running back. So, and they're like, is he any good? I'm like, I mean, he's like one tournament win away from being advanced. And they're like, no way. I'm like, oh yeah, watch. So it was awesome, man. When I found out you were playing with Rosie, it was awesome. So the biggest stage.
It was such a last minute.
Yeah.
Such a last minute thing too. And I'm just glad I was able to make it.
How did that happen? How'd you hook up playing with Rosie?
Through Davis, actually. That actually for the last regional, he asked me about it, and I was like, sure. And I think they had it was a hockey player that was supposed to do it, that they couldn't do because I guess COVID reason in the All-Star game, and then they had a UFC guy that backed out, and then on Tuesday, they were like, can you still get a fight and come out?
Wow.
I was like, sure, why not? You know me, I can up and go, man. I'm good like that. I was like, an opportunity to play Super Bowl on ESPN, I'm in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you got some hardware. I'm assuming you won a nice trophy from it.
Oh, yeah, I got a nice little board. Of course, championship board. Champion board.
Champion board. It should have, I hope that's how you designed your boards. Look just like that Super Bowl board.
I should have said that. I should have said that with champion on it. Exactly.
It's only an email away, bro. I can fix that. I know a guy.
You know a guy. Isn't that the truth? You do know a guy.
That's freaking awesome.
Do you plan on in the future like trying to become an ACL pro?
I actually am. After playing on Friday night, I actually text David and said, you know what? Now I understand what you're talking about. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna start practicing and trying to get. I would love to become a pro. To me, that would be one of the biggest things I ever accomplish.
Wow. From a man that played in the Super Bowl. Wow. So a man that played 10 years in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Look, it is becoming
the biggest thing. Holy moly!
I mean,
listen, there's certain things that come easy. Cornhole doesn't come easy, and it's an individual game. Football, if you get on the right team and you got the right ability, it's great. But cornhole is such a skill position. It's a skill thing to do. It's like golf. It's one of those things. If you play golf and you want to break, you want to break into 70s. You're like, wow, that's a big accomplishment to be able to do that. So for me to become ACL pro, oh man, that would be. Amazing.
It's really an elite. It's an elite place in life too. There's 256 on the roster. I mean, even in football, there's 53 on 32 rosters. So,
absolutely.
There's 1,500 players that are always there, and now, just like you said, being one of 256 athletes is, that is not easy, man. You're right. No. You're right. It would be one hell of an accomplishment, without a doubt.
Well, I can speak as far as like the competition today and everybody's skill level. It's gotten so high that becoming one of the 256 is really going to be hard. Like, I'm in the same boat you're in. I used to be a pro in another organization a few years back, and I took some time off, and now I'm trying to get back to that level. And now I'm looking at all these players that aren't pros, that are advanced, or in that other program, Rob. What's the other program called?
The PDC, the Pro
PDC,
Development.
So that are in that program, all of these players are a step away from being elite. So I haven't seen the talent pool so talented in 8 to 10 years of cornhole, man.
It is just crazy.
Something. When I was in Vegas and I saw the young kids that are pros, I was like, what is this? I was like, I could not believe it. These 12-year-old kids that are pros that are just bag in after bag in. It's like, wow, okay, amazing, absolutely amazing.
I think the Gore brothers were out there, right? And
so they run the PDCs. They run a rounders. So if there are a few pros that can't show up, they fill the bracket. The bracket is going to be, they're going to be 32 They're going to be 64 team brackets. You know, there's 4 of them. And if they're not full, because they can be full if every pro shows up. So what they do with the PDC guys, they bring them out there and they let them qualify for the spots that are left open for the pros who couldn't show. And both Gores happened to qualify. And I tell you what, Jack was running through it, man. He got all the way to the winner's final in his bracket.
Wow.
And then he didn't end up winning his bracket, but just the talent, like what Terry was saying, the talent in these 12-year-old kids is it's unbelievable. They're 5-tool guys, you know. They got all 5 of the cornhole shots, where a lot of the old timers have 4 of them. But these guys got that roll shot down to a science. They can hit a roll shot from anywhere at any time. It doesn't matter where your blocker is. If it's one bag away, 2 bags away, they figure out a way to get around your bag. And they're throwing 4-baggers with 3 different shots on 4 bags. It's disgusting. So the talent is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I got my work cut out for me?
Yeah.
Both,
I mean,
all 3 of us do. I don't know how
airmails,
Rob, man.
Those airmails are great. Those airmails are great, but it's got to be all 4. You can't just come up with 2. You know what I mean? You got to get all 4.
Rob, how did you do at the National this past weekend?
I like I always tell you, until I win, I can always do better. But I had a couple of pretty key wins that I felt good about in singles and in doubles. Matt Corley and I, we weren't horrible. We didn't finish last in either I didn't finish last in either singles or doubles. So to me, that's pretty good. When there's 256, I feel good not finishing last.
That I don't know. Did you see his performance, Terry?
Nah, he was gone, man.
Yeah.
He left after Super Hole.
No, yeah. I probably would have left. I thought it took my hardware and got out of there too. But I don't know, man. I watched the Matt Guy match, and he's still the best, man. Matt finally got that monkey off his back, winning that singles.
He's a goat. He's a Tom Brady. He's a Tom Brady of cornhole.
Tom is the Matt Guy of football.
There you go.
Well, we did our predictions on the show before this one, and I was completely wrong with mine. Both of my predictions got eliminated early.
Did you write them down? I can't even remember if.
I went with Cheyenne and Jay Rubin, and they were both eliminated. You picked
Trey. I picked Trey Hunt.
Trey. We were wrong. I think I did call Matt Guy as my 3rd pick, though. I'm gonna go ahead and say I did. Yeah.
Well, I know somebody who took the 1st pick as Matt Guy, so he was right.
Oh yeah, that was LaBelle. Yeah.
No, it was Heath. It was Heath.
Oh what? Oh, that's right. I'm screwed up on my shows, man.
So you will be going back to the World Championship as a Super Hole qualifier. What do you see the future looking like for you in Super Hole? You and Rosie going back as partners, Super Hole Championship. Tell me what you think is going to happen.
I think we'll come up victorious. I don't know who our competition is going to be, but I'm sure they're going to find somebody out there that can actually play. I think it's going to be. They're going to step up the Super Hole competition. I think.
They're going to bring
Flutie
Flutie back
after what you did. Oh, Flutie's coming back. He's on the list.
They're going to bring Matt Guy and Flutie back. They're coming after you.
They're on the list.
Yeah.
They're on the list.
They're on the list.
Yeah.
That's who I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for that.
Well, they might try. Joe Flacco can play too. I think. Well, he played back in the day. They might.
I'll tell you.
Throw invitations
who's
out to
really
him.
good is what the heck is CJ's name? Plays for the Jets. Used to play for the Ravens. CJ Mosley, the linebacker. He's really good.
Well, why is it all these NFL players that are good? What's up? No other sports. There's no NBA players.
Well, they played in the locker room in the NFL. Don't let them fool you. They got it in the locker room.
We didn't. We might.
No, you didn't.
Definitely didn't.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens have 2 boards set up all the time. That supposedly
really?
Tucker and one of the punters are supposedly really, really good. And And when I was, and I know that we did the Miami event a couple years ago, and then we went back up. We went up to New Jersey, and we did the Jets event. So I got a chance to talk to CJ Mosley, and he told me they got boards in the Ravens locker room, and they play all the time. And the special teams guys, they're the ones that are real good because you know how much they practice.
They got nothing but time.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had a punter on the show, Matt Dodge. He kicked a season for the Giants. I don't know if you ever heard of that play, Miracle at the Meadowlands.
The Meadowlands, yep.
Yep, the Eagles.
Miracle at the Meadowlands 2 when Deshaun returned it. Yeah.
Well, the punter, the guy that kicked it to Deshaun Jackson was on our show, and he told us the life of kickers and stuff like that. And yeah, they got so much downtime. I could honestly see them being ACL pros because all the practice they could do.
and NFL pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the problem is with them, they got too much time, and then when they miss it, they wonder why they miss it. They should be practicing more.
Yeah, you better go practice that coffin corner kick again or kick it out of
Tucker
bounds.
Doesn't miss it. Tucker doesn't miss it, though.
Yeah.
So.
He doesn't miss it. He doesn't miss it.
Were you happy with the Super Bowl game this year, Terry?
I was. You know what? I think the better team won. I think Cincinnati. They're going to be there for a while. I think they're a great team. They got to address their offensive line and stuff. But that game, even though the best team won, could have went either way. There were some rough calls in there.
Yeah.
That could have changed the outcome of that game big time.
Man,
but hey, how about the playoffs? The playoffs alone were just, let me tell you, that made the football season, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They
were gold.
3 out of 4 away games. Hey, all field goals, last second field goals. You couldn't ask for a better season than that.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask.
I enjoyed the playoffs, man. I think all the playoff games are better than the Super Bowl, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I was sad. I wanted to see the Bengals actually win. For one thing, I'd have won
$1,000.
I want to see
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I would have won $1,000 if they had scored at the end. But that holding wasn't it a pat? No, it was a pass interference call at the end.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
I was like, come on.
They had to give it back. They had to give it back. Did you see what happened to Jalen? They had to give it back.
Oh my God! They definitely gave it back.
They had
to. They definitely gave it back. They gave it back. Hey, they weren't gonna let a home team lose.
Yeah,
the home team is not gonna lose.
Right.
That would
crazy.
have been real bad. A home team losing.
Well, I don't know. Well, they rioted in the streets anyway when they won. Maybe they wouldn't have rioted if they lost.
I think it would have been worse if they lost.
It's the funniest thing to me because if you think about LA, for years and years and years, they never had fans.
Right.
Even when the Raiders were there, the Rams were there, they never had that many fans there. And all of a sudden now, they had everybody at the game. Who was at that game. It's such a basketball state. They love the Lakers. That's to see all the superstars and everybody out for that game. I was like, wow, look at all these people jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Got to, man. Got to. Opportunity. I mean, the Super Bowl is like it's like a big party. It's like the Oscars or the Emmys or whatever, a red carpet and all. So they had to be there. They had to get on camera. They had to pose,
Yeah.
Only because it's LA. It's LA.
Yeah.
It's LA.
I'm surprised you weren't out there. I thought that's where you were taking your flight to. I know you left early Friday
or
early Saturday. What's up?
No, I wasn't going out there for that mess. No way. Too many people for me.
I'll tell you
way too much going on.
I'll tell you what I enjoyed. I enjoyed that halftime show, man. That thing was – I mean, a lot of people are saying it on social media, but it did. It took me back. It took me back to, like, the late 90s or early 90s, mid-90s.
Oh, See, I think people forget about the Super Bowl, and the halftime. It's supposed to be entertaining. You're not going to like the genre of music half the time that's out there. And if you don't like the genre of hip hop, you're not going to like the halftime show. But don't say it's bad because you don't like the genre of music.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Just say, because let me tell you, that set was amazing.
It was.
It was unbelievable.
just everything about that was amazing. You might not like the music, but the set was great. Just say I didn't like, it's not my genre of music. Let's say I didn't like that, because you can't say that wasn't a good halftime show.
No,
right?
yeah. My only complaint with it was I really don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. So I didn't know how he fit in there with Snoop and Dre and Mary J and Eminem and 50 Cent. Kind
of like old meets new,
Yeah, was that what they were doing?
Yeah.
Or?
Because Kendrick is he's an unbelievable lyricist. He's like Eminem, He's on that level of, the Eminem as far as being a lyricist, and his rhymes and what he rhymes about is like Eminem. And I think that's why they were bringing him along to be part of that.
Okay. Yeah, it's like
that's pretty awesome.
The people, Rob, here it is. The people that hated the halftime show think LeBron James is the GOAT. It's that generation. That's what it is.
Stop it. Hey, 50 was a surprise for me. I didn't know he was going to be there. And when he was hanging upside down singing, I was like, oh, my God, he's here too?
Hey, that was a surprise. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
They never said he was going to be there.
Yeah. He surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
Terry, what was Super Bowl week like? You lived through it. What was Super Bowl week like?
And, as a player, it's tough. Because, you get there, for us, you got there, I guess the game was Sunday, so we flew in on Saturday. So you get there a week before, and you kind of, you got 2 nights, you still got curfew. But then
where was your Super Bowl? Was it in Miami?
No, San Diego.
So you flew from Oakland you were in LA then, right?
Yeah.
Oakland,
no,
okay.
Oakland.
Okay.
And then, you got media day all day, you got practice. And then you got little functions and stuff that you got to do. And then you get a little bit of downtime, but not much. They keep you on lockdown.
Yeah.
Do
you think that's more positive when you're on lockdown like that? I know you're anticipating a humongous game. Is it more positive so that the young guys, they don't go out there and get in trouble. They don't go out there and get anything, do anything dumb. I mean, Warren Sapp seems to always be able to figure out a way to do something Warren Sappish, I'll call it Warren Sappish, but for you, what was it like?
For us, the thing is now it's different because remember, with the COVID and everything else, you can't go out and bring that back in. Next thing you know, half the team can't play in the Super Bowl. So I think, I think so now. I think it's a little bit different. But remember, when I played in that Oakland Super Bowl, we had our center that went. Remember, our center went missing.
Yeah, he went AWOL.
Yeah, he did.
Bipolar or something like that, right?
Yeah. So I mean, remember that's a big blow when you lose your starting center, in the biggest game you'll ever play in. So things can definitely.
You were
happen.
with Incognito. He was out there then, right?
No, Richie wasn't with us then.
Okay.
No, he was in Miami. Yeah. Richie
right.
wasn't there then. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So things can happen.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. Damn.
What do you contribute Tampa doing what they did then to you guys? What was it? What was the difference in that game?
Well, remember, Gruden was our coach. Gruden was our coach the year before. So the 2 years, the 2 teams that he had was his team. So he knew exactly what we were going to do. I mean, he trained Rich Gannon. He knew exactly all our checks. He knew everything. It was his team that he was playing against. So that's, that was tough. And Tampa had a great team, though. I mean, that was a Tony Dungy team that Tony had put together, that defense that was amazing. And, Gruden fell into the perfect situation. And then he had Brad Johnson at quarterback who didn't make any mistakes, Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head, Terry. I mean, Gruden came into a situation where he already had an elite team. And he already knew the team that they're playing because he used to be their coach. Man, that is
exactly.
That's the perfect storm for somebody to win the damn Super Bowl, Rob. I'm kind of pissed just thinking about that.
How did you feel going into it, though? Did you feel like that you guys had a chance? I mean, a guy like you, a competitive guy like you always feel like you have a chance.
Listen, we had an unbelievable team. I mean, you couldn't ask. I mean, we had a great team. That roster was amazing. So, we always thought we had a chance. But we knew it would be tough because it was Gruden's team. You know, we knew, and Callahan was a hell of a coach for us, but Callahan was the offensive coordinator, but Gruden was the coach. So I mean, it's like, it's like you can't even imagine. You're playing against your mentor, you're playing against the guy who created the offense. Now he knows every single check you got, everything.
Damn.
Oh man!
Did y'all try to mess stuff around?
Of course, but then when you lose your center, it makes it kind of hard.
Yeah. Wow.
Were you like, hey, Coach Callahan, I'll snap the ball. Put me in.
Oh, he probably did. He probably did.
Oh, hell no. I wasn't lining up against Sapp. No, sir. Not a center.
Damn.
I don't know, man.
I need to be like 5 yards deep. Now let me run into him. I'm not going to be.
You should have taken Sapp out, man. What was you thinking, man? All you had to do was take him out. He'd have slapped a cabbie, I'm sure of it.
Damn, just talking about those games bring back some memories, man. Damn, I'm getting old. Yeah. This shit sucks, Rob.
Yeah.
I don't like getting old myself, man.
I'll
tell you, and that's another. You talk about. Yeah, but dude, you don't look like you're aging at all. I tell somebody, I'm like, yeah, he used to be an NFL running back. They're like, used to? I'm like, man, he's like 45 now. What you mean used to? I say 45 for you. I say 45 for you, man.
Ooh, I wish I was 45.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think Rob's definitely not 45. You're over there.
I used to be.
Yeah. I used to be too. Yeah.
I used to be a long time ago too.
Hey, cornhole. Yeah. Cornhole's one of those games where you can excel though in your later years, which is what I'm planning on doing. I've already got a blueprint for it.
That's what I'm hoping. That's gonna be my retirement. That's my retirement job.
I thought you was retired already.
I am, but I need a supplemental income.
There you go.
Right. Yeah. And people are turning down college scholarships to play baseball, and other sports to play cornhole. People are quitting their career jobs to play cornhole because it's becoming a decent career. So hey, there's promise out there. I retire in 4 years.
But remember, there's only what?
256.
There's only how many pros?
256.
Yeah.
250. And let me tell you, that number is hard to get to.
And it's going to keep getting harder every year. So.
And then they're probably are they going to make it any bigger, Rob? You think?
No. So the only thing that they're really adding is that PDC, and they got 64 spots there. So that's almost like being a pro, because you got an opportunity to qualify every national. In order, as long as all 256 don't show up, you got an opportunity to get in there and play with them, and you have an opportunity to win that part of that prize pool if you can do it. So there are opportunities for 256 plus 64. So you got a chance, man. All you got to do is do what you do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every time you enter, you win. I mean, come on.
I'm getting there, baby. Now I got to start practicing.
You thought his quarterback rating was good. Yeah, I know a guy. You talk about his quarterback rating. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get my guy to come out of retirement.
Who? Davis,
yeah.
Oh man, he is so busy running everything and doing everything. He'll come around when he gets that chance. But them babies, man, got him running, got Rosie running.
Twins.
So,
good gracious.
You know how it is.
Didn't Davis design that court that was used this year?
Yeah.
This past national?
He sure did.
That looked pretty sharp.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It looked sharp.
Oh man, it was. It looked real good. I haven't seen anything look like that yet, man. That's the difference, man. That's the difference. Our league is just, it's it, man. The ACL is really the premier league in the world.
Well, look,
when it comes to cornhole, man.
Yeah, we talked about this via text on Sunday, and I didn't know that this national was the same time every year. I was thinking
every year.
I was like, wow, okay, it's 4:00. Super Bowl's coming on in a couple of hours, and this is on ESPN. That's got to be like one of the biggest coverages for cornhole throughout the year. because you figure
Yep.
sports bars have their TVs on ESPN. I don't know. It just seems like to me that's some pretty good publicity right there for the sport and the
No doubt.
organization. So
Typically, Stacy puts together like a Super Bowl watch party, but it's not really a Super Bowl watch party. It's kind of watching the national prior to the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
then the Super Bowl comes on, people start leaving. You know, a lot of cornhole players aren't as interested in football as you would think.
yeah,
So they get their food on and then they're out as soon as cornhole's
Well,
over.
the good thing is when it was in Miami, you have the Super Bowl and the National Cornhole here that year. Was that 2020, right, Rob?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you had the Nationals here with the Super Bowl. Yep. Which
Last
worked out
year when
great.
it was in Tampa, we had it in Winter Haven, which was pretty much like 45 minutes away from, Tampa. So that's the thing about the ACL is we try to keep it kind of where the Super Bowl site is, at least close. In the beginning, we were going to be right in Los Angeles with the National. It was going to be right there in Los Angeles, but it was just a little crazy with all the different COVID protocols that California has, and so they ended up moving it over to Las Vegas. It was incredible. I don't know if you had much time to go out and do anything, but it was really fun to have it in Las Vegas, and there were so many people there. It was so busy throughout the weekend, just with these people that came in to watch the Super Bowl there in a sports book or in a casino. It was unbelievable how busy it got.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to throw all your money away. Weekend in Vegas.
Or win some.
Oh, well, yeah,
Right.
no, that's not me, Terry. I have the worst luck when it comes to gambling. I went the first time I went to Vegas, I went to this blackjack table, and it was hosted by all these women, and they were scantily dressed, and it looked like a prostitute table hosted blackjack. Anyway, I dropped $300 in 5 minutes. It was over just like that. You talk about depressed.
Sounds just like a prostitute for you.
Ah,
Yeah.
that was a good one, Rob. That was a good one.
We're gonna edit that one out, I think.
No, we're gonna leave that one in.
Yeah.
That was a good one. You don't get those very often, so.
He
Well,
served it up, boy. I hit that one out like Wayne.
he did, man. Hey, look,
did.
Terry, we're
Yeah,
not
he
like
did.
Joe Rogan. We're not gonna keep you up here for 3 hours, man. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
yeah, man. But I just want to say, hey, thanks for being on the sticky side with us. And hey, Rob, you got anything to close the show with, or?
Yeah, let me know when them boards come in. I'll come down there and we can do some practicing together, and you can show me some of them walk-off airmails. I can't wait.
No, hey, listen, I ain't worried about the walk-off airmails. I just want to learn to play the game.
Oh,
Well,
I
Terry,
got you. We can
look.
make it happen.
Terry, you only get better by
I'm working on
playing better competition. You're not going to do that playing Rob.
You're right.
That's an easy
Oh,
win.
Watch your mouth. Hopefully the big dog will be around. I'll come out there and tear both y'all up.
Oh.
There you go. Exactly.
Oh, I can't wait to hit the road, start touring again, man, and playing. Rob will be retired by the time I get back out there, though.
Why's it got to take so long?
Right. All right, hey
Next
Terry.
season for me. Next season, I'm gonna move up. Next season, I'm moving up.
That's it.
That's what I want to hear. That's what
it.
we're ready for.
Next season,
Dr.
I'm
Davis.
gonna move up. Oh yeah,
You better
I'm gonna
get
move up.
Davis
Oh,
going, man. That'll be your new regular partner, man.
Oh, I can't. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yep.
That's
I'll
what
talk
I'm
to him a little
hoping
bit.
for,
I'll see if I can get him in there. I'll get him buttered up for you.
He's a good player too,
Hey,
man.
yeah.
He's a good player. He's just gonna have to make some time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
it's tough.
So if he keeps doing,
It's tough.
it's tough for him. He's doing all that back end stuff of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's tough for him. Yeah,
Yep.
and he's doing a hell of a job at it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Awesome, dude. We got to get him on the show too.
Got
Rob.
you on ESPN, bro. Got you on ESPN.
Yeah, hey, he's my manager.
Well, look, that ain't Terry's
My new
first
manager.
time being on ESPN. Terry's been on ESPN more than everybody in the ACL combined. So,
That was his best
Listen
time,
to
though.
me.
He already told you.
Oh yeah, baby, that was it. I'm a cornhole
like
champion, baby. That's all I know.
Let's go.
That's it. And with that being said, we got Mr. Terry Kirby, the ACL Super Hole 2022 Super Hole champ. Look, so I can't get that out of my head because Laura texted me earlier and she was like, "What is Super Hole?" And she made like a. What was the joke you made?
They said, "Is he a porn star?"
Man, they should have had some. That's what they should have had on there, huh?
Yeah.
The celebrity should have been Jenna.
Oh my God! They should grab some from the adult industry. I bet they can hit the hole pretty good. On that note, this was the Sticky Side. I'm Mike. That's Rob, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Throw straight.
Peace.
Like it. Yeah, thanks,
Bye.
Terry.
Cause we all just wanna be cornhole stars saying keep hotels and driving beat up cars. The crowd gets crazy and the beers ain't cheap. We get drunk all day so we just don't eat. And we hang out at the local bar, throwing bags in the hole like we have radar.